Hello, welcome back to Chat About It, Don't Chat About It with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Woke, as crowned by one of my haters. Please subscribe to my channel, trying to get to 600 subscribers, so it would be great to see you with me. Thanks to all of you who have subscribed already. Today we are talking about Ncuti Gatwa, and really not for the right reasons. I would rather be talking about Doctor Who, but I am talking about something that he has said in the lead up to Doctor Who. I know other people have covered it already, and I've been thinking about this. I talked about it on the Sense Sphere last night, by the way. Go and check out that last night's live stream. I will link that below. And I would say that to a degree, what he is saying is extremely problematic because it is potentially something a child might go, "Oh, it's Ncuti Gatwa, it's the doctor. Let's read what he has to say." And then they see all this racism card being played here and the white mediocrity. And for those of you who think I have a white crusade, well, apparently this white crusade is going to continue. All right, so let's chat about it. This article is from Deadline. Doctor Who's Ncuti Gatwa complains that white mediocrity is celebrated while black people struggle to get half of that. Now, this is one thing that I will say, is that society has actually worked extremely hard to reduce racism as much as possible and be more inclusive in the world. And apparently, that's not the case. Now, I'm not saying that black people are not exposed to racism still, particularly in my industry. I'm sure that it exists. I am sure that. But our production companies have made these DEI inclusion policies. And when you read them, they are very, very extensive. And to a point, it becomes almost unequal in a lot of regards, if you understand what I'm saying. It does become that way. Really, what we should be meeting is an equal balance with the correct representation on screen visually. And to be honest with you, why are we drawing attention to skin color? Now, you'll probably say, "Oh, Rachel, well, you're doing it." That's because this has happened. And with regards to Doctor Who, for a family show, like, I think so long as you visually have the representation, skin color wise, there's not really much of a reason to talk about it. Like, I wasn't particularly happy about an half Indian Isaac Newton. Now, that could be potentially an alternate timeline, whatever, but still not right. And yes, that was called out. But that was also, I reckon, in some respects, part of the inclusion policy, because they wanted Bernard Cribbins alone at the end so he could have his own little special moment when the Doctor returns, because Bernard Cribbins is a well-beloved actor. Rest in peace, Bernard. Rest in peace. And so they wanted him on his own. But that's what I think about that. But anyway, Ncuti Gatwa, the first Black Doctor, was extremely outspoken in a new interview. Gatwa is an LGBT Rwandan immigrant to the UK and made his comments to the magazine Attitude for its May-June issue asked about the backlash on his assuming the role of the Doctor. He said that it's all part of a shift. Did he receive a lot of backlash? I actually think that the bringing forward of social media means actors have access to reading negative reviews and content, and that can have a big effect on them. I really do believe that. Anyway, he says, "We do see a shift happening in casting." Okay, he's not wrong. A shift has happened in casting, in positions of power, and in the status quo. I mean, it's not a fast shift. Actually, I disagree with that. I think it has been a very fast shift. I have noticed it within the last couple of years in particular. Things could tip over the other way a little bit quicker, but you see people kind of malfunctioning because things are changing. Are they malfunctioning, or are they just using their right to question why something is happening, wondering why something is happening? It doesn't mean to say that they're malfunctioning. Ncuti talks about his battle for acceptance. There's so much white mediocrity that gets celebrated, and Black people, even though you have Black History Month, we have to be absolutely flawless to get half of that anyway. So I'm slowly training myself out of that and being like, no, shh, you deserve love for existing. Can I just say that one of my favorite TV actors of all time is Rudolph Walker, and he he was in the War Games all the way back when Pat Troughton did the Doctor, and he was phenomenal. I loved his performance in that. He was very young, extremely young, but he was brilliant. And he's worked pretty consistently. Gatwa was asked about the UK's struggle with gender diversity and trans identities. Everything trickles down from the top. And when you see politicians openly attacking marginalized communities, when you see our politicians openly attacking trans people, it makes it okay for everyone else. So essentially, what you're saying is an echo chamber here. But I'd like to think, hopefully, that people can actually make that decision for themselves. And it is scary to see that we've got to a point where it is fine to attack vulnerable people, because that's essentially what's happening. People who are the most vulnerable, the most disenfranchised, most disconnected from everyone else are being told that they are threats. He added, "It's sick because it's hiding away from your own ineptitude. You're going to put the blame on immigrants, Black and brown people, trans people, queer people, to hide the fact that you are not doing anything for people. It's easier to create discord amongst people. It's divide and conquer, isn't it?" It's interesting that you should say that, because aren't your words doing that? Are you adding to that? I'm just interested to know. You could say that I'm adding to that, but I also like people to think for themselves. And I will give my opinion on things. Okay, so Gatwa said that we've got to keep pushing for more, lots and lots and lots and lots more diversity. Wow, that was glitchy. Lots more inclusion on our screen. Lots and lots and lots of it for all you male racist derogatory term. So that particular word refers to the color of a person's flushed face when expressing their strong opinions, as compared to the type of pork of the same name. All right. So racism. So essentially, what that is saying is, so essentially what he is saying is that he's experienced racism, and people have experienced hate and all of this, that, and the other. So it's okay for him to do the same to other people, particularly white males, by calling them that word. It's derogatory, it's racist, and it's not a good example to set young children, young people, by saying that sort of word, by drawing attention to it. Now, you could say I'm drawing attention to it, but my video is set to not made for kids. So it is the parent's responsibility to make sure that the kids do not have access to the video. And with these regards to these magazines, it's also the parent's responsibility, yes, to make sure that the children do not read these magazines. But if a young person is out and about by themselves with no parent supervising them, they could pick up that magazine, they could read it, and they could go, oh, well, it's okay to use that word because the doctor is using it. Examples, people, examples. And I think BBC and Disney need to perhaps start working on the pulling back of derogatory language in things like in interviews and things like that. I know they can't really pull back on it with regards to social media, but absolutely 100% in interviews, because it does not set a great example for well, for anyone, really, for anyone. That's what I think. That being said, chat about it, don't shout about it. Let me know what you think, because I I'm disappointed in many respects, because people like Tom Baker wouldn't even be seen smoking around children because he was the doctor, and the children believed that he was the doctor, and he wanted to set the example to the children as the doctor. Like I say, let me know what you think. Chat about it, don't shout about it, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.